friends. We are back doing some science, and I got us a new book. So we've been reading this National Geographic Kids Seed to Plant, and I got us another book on the same topic called From Seed to Plant by Gail Gibbons. And this one's on EPIC, so you're going to have access to this book and get to read it all by yourself. Well, today's learning target says I can write supporting details about flower development. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today is how do flowers develop? How do they grow? And the most important question we're going to ask ourselves today is how do we get the fruits, flowers, and vegetables we enjoy? You've been learning lots and lots of information about plants that are going to help you answer this question today. And now we're going to take a look in this book and see what other information we can find. All right, so this is what your book looks like on EPIC, and it does have the Read to Me option here. So here's our title page, From Seed to Plant. And it's got some beautiful illustrations in here. We're going to focus on just a few specific pages of text today for information. And these specific pages are talking about what's called seed dispersal. Seed dispersal? What is that? Have you ever heard of seed dispersal? Seed dispersal is kind of like how seeds from plants travel and get to the new place where they're going to grow. And you're going to learn about that today and how that happens. There's a lot of different ways that seeds get dispersed. So we're going to read this book and find out more about the movement of seeds. All right. So I have started an anchor chart for us. I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to come right back right here where we're going to learn about the kinds of seed dispersal and some facts. So as we read and learn, I'm going to be coming back here and recording some information. So we'll have it. Okay, so first I want to show you page 12 in this book. Okay, so this is, let's see, page 1.
Buttercup.
No, don't read it, silly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Here we are on page 12. Okay, when the fruit or pod ripens, it breaks open. The seeds are ready to become new plants. Take a look at what's happening here. This plant has fruit or a pod. Here's a pod. And when it ripens, it breaks open. And there's the seeds. Do you see them? And then those seeds are ready to become new plants. Some seeds fall to the ground around the base of the plant where they will grow. The base of the plant is right here, the bottom of the plant where it touches the ground. So some seeds will just fall right down here to the ground at the base of the plant and just start growing right there in the same place that this plant is growing. Now some seeds may get moved though and grow far away. Look at these. These seeds got moved and really grew in a different spot from where they were. Let's take a look and see what it tells us on these pages. Some pods or fruits open up and the seeds pop out. Like more than just a pop. I'm looking at this and it looks to me like when this fruit or pod opens, they like it kind of almost burst out, right? Because look, they're going to kind of pew and then land maybe over here somewhere. So they're not going to land right at the base of the plant. It's like when the seed or the pod opened up, they kind of shot out a little bit and landed kind of farther away. So that's one way that seeds can travel away from the plant. Look at this. Sometimes when birds eat berries, they drop the seeds. So this bird right here went and got some berries, and as the bird is flying along, look, some of the seeds fell. And so the seeds flew along and then they dropped. So that's how the seed got there. So that's another way that seeds can be moved away from the plant. Other seeds fall into streams, ponds, rivers, or the ocean. There they travel on the water until they stick to dirt along a shore. Imagine if you were this seed right here, maybe this coconut right here fell into the water and then it just floated along until it got to another shore and then it landed there. And that's another way that a seed can get moved. These seeds, let's see here. These seeds moved themselves. And so that's one way a seed can get dispersed. These seeds here were dispersed because of the bird that an animal came by and flew and messed with the seeds and kind of dispersed them. And then these, the water kind of floated them and kind of dispersed them. So let me get over here to our anchor chart. Okay, this is our seed dispersal anchor chart. So one way that seeds can get dispersed is by themselves. So I'm going to just write self. And so some of the facts about that would be that like maybe the fruit's open and the seeds come out by themselves. Okay, that'll help me remember that. How do the seeds move by themselves? Oh yes, the fruit, as it opened, the seeds like kind of burst out. All right, another one I saw today was water. The coconuts, remember? Okay, so water can move seeds. So I'm going to say by water is the kind of seed dispersal. Seeds go into stream or rivers. And seeds move until they stick to land. Okay, so that's another way that those seeds can disperse. Then I think I'm going to have to add another one for that bird. I think I'm going to add an animal right here, animal. Because that animal was a bird, and the bird will kind of carry the seeds away, didn't it? Okay, now I've got a couple of different kinds of seed dispersal and some facts about how those seeds got moved away from the original plant. Now, let's see right here. Now we're going to go back and we're going to look at that other book. Remember our other book, this Seed to Plant book? I want to go back because I recall reading something similar to this in this book. So I've got the pictures for you on some slides. We're going to go right over here to this page. This is pages 18 and 19. Many plants grow flowers. This is under the flowers bloom section. They start as a bump called a bud. Okay, this is kind of what actually happened before the seeds came. The bud slowly opens and petals gently unfold. Surprise! It's a flower. So what was the gist of these two pages? You know, it's interesting because it's right here in the heading that the flowers are blooming, right? If you can see this joke under here, what did one flower say to another? Hi, bud. That's funny because that bud right here is the part of the flower that started out. All right, so the gist of this page was kind of how flowers bloom, that they start out as the bump, and then the bud slowly opens, and the petals gently unfold, and surprise, now you have this beautiful flower that's open. Okay, let's look at the next two pages. All right, sticky pollen. Flowers make a sticky powder called pollen. I think that's it right there. Pollen sticks to birds and bees when they fly from flower to flower. Then the pollen rubs off on other flowers. This is called pollination. It helps flowers make seeds. Okay, what's the gist of these two pages? Well, I'm going to look right back up here at the heading again, sticky pollen. The gist is it's really talking all about sticky pollen, that the flowers make this stuff, and as the bee and the birds fly into it, it gets stuck on them. Look, and then they go off to other flowers and it rubs off. And that's what's called pollination. And it helps flowers make seeds. That's how the seeds get there. So this is kind of like what came before what we just read about the seed dispersal. So cool. So we've just learned a whole bunch of stuff today. So what you're going to do now with this, I'm going to have you go in Epic, and I'm going to have you read this book here. And get it back to the beginning because there's more information here. I'm going to have you read From Seed to Plant. And then I'm also going to have you answer some questions on, let me see if I can find, I think I just lost my page. Well, you're going to have a question page. And I can't show it to you. But it looks like this. It's going to be in your Pollinators notebook. Let me get it right to the camera here. Here we go. This is it right here. And it's going to tell you to read pages 18, 19, and 20, 21 and answer the questions. So the questions that you're going to be answering, those four pages are actually these two slides right here, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So you're going to read the other book to learn some new information, but then you're going to come back to these two slides, and I'm going to put these two slides in the assignment, and you're going to use these two slides to answer these questions. Okay? All right, I'll see you next time.